there are many reasons for this to happen. I think the main one is uncertainty that has been rising with the arrival of Mr. Trump at the helm of US, and his program. Tariffs, obviously, that have been very, many question marks, and also this aim to get the dollar lower versus other currencies. This has led to profit-taking on the US market at the start of the year, even a little bit before the start of the year, actually, because the underperformance of US market versus European market has started before 2025. I think a lot of investors got a little bit worried and decided maybe to widen their international exposure. And Europe was really a continent that has been sub-invested by most of the international investors. So I think naturally some money went out of the US because there was low visibility, some risk, obviously. Currency going down is a real risk if you're not a US investor, and this has happened actually. And they came back to Europe because Europe is a large economy. Europe is the second largest developed economy in the world, and the valuation of Europe were very attractive actually. Europe was trading at a record discount versus the US on many metrics, the main one being the PE, forward PE, we were at historical lows. And so I think a lot of international investors have decided to invest in Europe for that reason. But the main reason for flows, if you look at statistics, and I think this is very interesting, it's actually European investors that went out of the US to come back to Europe. If you look at flows, basically the largest changes are from the European investors that went very big into the US market over the 22, 23, 24 to try to benefit from the economic dynamic that was better than in Europe, and also by a market, the tech exposure and so on, that were offering a lot of very strong performances.
Por añadir un par de cosas más respecto a lo que se ha comentado anteriormente, lo que ha comentado Pierre de valoraciones y de posicionamiento, yo añadiría también que Europa estamos viendo reformas estructurales, estamos viendo planes de estímulos muy fuertes, sobre todo por parte de Alemania, la primera vez en la historia que el 20% del PIB de Alemania se lleva a cabo para inversiones. Estamos viendo también un momentum de los earnings, de los beneficios de las compañías empresariales en Europa muy fuerte, y a todo eso también le estamos añadiendo el Banco Central Europeo, que está añadiendo apoyo a Europa bajando los tipos de interés. Por lo tanto, son muchas las razones que nos hacen ver que hay una oportunidad en Europa.
Well, when it comes to finding investment solutions for all these flows that are coming to Europe and that are growing even from European investors, as I was saying, I think La Financière de l'Échiquier is a very strong potential partner. La Financière de l'Échiquier today runs 27 billion euros, of which I would say around 21 billion are through dedicated pan-European funds investing in pan-European equities. We are today one of the largest active fund management company in continental Europe. We are one of the largest, even if not the largest, investment company into active management on small mid-caps, pan-European small mid-caps. We are very large on the value theme. So I think we've got many solutions actually today that we can offer to our partners to benefit from that trend and to get into that trend. And there are still many opportunities from our point of view. And the other performance of Europe is probably just starting actually. Well, I think there are, I would say, three strategies that we think could be interesting from that point of view. The first one would be small mid caps, and there again, I think we're really well-known specialists of that investment territory. I think small mid caps is highly discounted. It's been underperforming over the last years, mostly because of the fact that it was seen as not benefiting from global growth and all the issues about also coming from the rise of the energy prices that have been very bad for German companies. So I think this is a good time actually to get back on these, and I think what is happening right now over the last month shows that small mid caps is overperforming large caps, so I think it's a good signal. The second second theme I would look at is quality growth, and I think this is something also we're offering to our clients through a strategy called Échiquier Majeur. Quality growth has suffered a lot also. There are many reasons for that, but today what we see is that the premium that we've been paying over the last 10 years, on quality growth has declined a lot. I think it's almost halved, and we're at a good level, I think, to come back on that thematic. And then there is a thematic that has been doing very well also, that is the value theme. And there we've got a lot of solutions, since we are, as I was saying, the largest active fund manager on this value theme in continental Europe.
Al final, en la financiera de L'Échiquier, como gestora francesa, como gestora europea, y donde el 90% de lo que gestionamos es renta variable europea, intentamos, dentro de nuestra especialización como gestora activa, gestora de convicción con carteras concentradas, intentamos ofrecer a nuestros inversores distintas soluciones en Europa, tanto por estilo, es decir, tenemos un equipo que gestiona más de 5 billion en estrategias value, tenemos un equipo que gestiona 4 billion en estrategias growth, tenemos un equipo que mezcla growth y value, un equipo blend que gestiona 3 billion en estrategias blend, por lo tanto por estilos como por capitalización, small caps, micro caps, mid caps y flex cap. Por lo tanto, tenemos en nuestro abanico de soluciones, pues podemos tener una solución que satisfaga cualquier necesidad que tengan nuestros inversores y sobre todo que se pueda adaptar a cualquier circunstancia o a cualquier entorno de mercado.
So la financière de L'Échiquier has got also, beside its European specialty, has got a strong expertise on thematics. We launched our first fund on artificial intelligence, and we started in 2018, and there weren't so many companies on that field at that time. And then, as of 21, we decided to expand our expertise to space with a fund called Échiquier Space, that is, we think, a very interesting thematic like AI. Maybe AI is getting a little bit more mature right now. Space is more at the start, actually, and we're seeing a lot of growth on both sides, actually. And so these are some expertise we're offering to our clients. We believe that we still have in front of us a lot of growth coming. I think we're just at the start of the use of AI. I think we can all see that around us. It will continue to grow. It's going to become a much larger sector. And I think our aim through an AI fund is basically to take profit of that. And on the space side, I think what I can add, and that I think is very interesting, is that most of the companies we've got in that fund, or large part of the companies we've got in that fund, have got, beside civil activities, they've got also defense-related activities. And so if you look at the portfolio right now, you'll see that we've got more or less a 40% exposure to the defense theme through our space fund. So we're covering, very dynamic and very interesting theme that we think are long-term value creators for our investors. Well, I think it's It's basically a stock picking fund. Actually, value is a pretty large territory. It's a territory that is performing pretty well. And I think our aim is to offer an investment solution to our Spanish partners to benefit from that trend. The fund is strongly overperforming generic indices. It's a stock, it's a fund with a selection of stocks, actually, around 45 stocks in the portfolio. It's a fund that has got a pan-European exposure, mostly large caps, I would say. If you look at the geographical exposure, you'll see that it's a Euro fund, and France has got a lot of value stocks within the value, definition. So France is the first country, the second country is Germany, the third country is Italy, and the fourth country is Spain. So, and we've got right now a pretty large exposure to finance, which is a sector that is a value sector and that has got a strong prospect and that has had a strong performance. And within that financial exposure, we own 2 Spanish stocks. We are still investors and invested into Santander and BBVA, but we also own Iberdrola and Merlin Properties in Spain. So it's we're looking at every country, we're looking at the best opportunities, and it's a fund that is obviously actively managed. So basically you have, it's not like passive investment. When it goes down, you do nothing. Actually, the index goes down. If this thematic goes down, we can also do some arbitrage to try to avoid to take all the. But basically, our prospect are still very positive on that front, and we still believe that there is a lot of space for value going forward, especially in Europe.